All right, what's up, fam? Man, follow up Advent devotional from last night. We were in week 2 of our Advent series. Great night. We watched an epic lip sync battle between Tim and Katie, and obviously Katie won the thing. Um, Got to have some milk and cookies, which we're probably going to have those next week. So you want to do that. Ugly Christmas sweater party is next week. So make sure you're getting ready for all that. We had some great worship, but then we opened the scriptures, and I taught on Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. And, week 2 was focusing about this promise that God had for his people in sending Jesus. And so 700 years before Jesus was born, he sends this promise through this guy named Isaiah, who was a prophet, which basically means he was a mouthpiece of God, to share the message of the hope in very uncertain times when Israel was beginning to be under persecution from the Assyrians. And so one of the things that I ended with was I talked about childlike faith and how that's really a requirement Jesus has for us to follow him, that if we're going to follow him, we have to do it in a childlike way. And we looked at the promise and how the promise that he gave the Israelites thousands of years ago is still applicable to us too. It's just we know more of the story now. But I wanted to key in on this childlike faith thing really quick for you today to follow up on. One of the quotes from last night was something I heard Sunday afternoon, which was the Lord. Childlike faith is not blind faith, and childlike faith is not ignorant faith. It's just trusting that your Father has everything you need. And so I want to ask you a question Monday after last night, and if you weren't here, go read Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. I want to ask you a question. In what ways do you exhibit childlike faith? In what ways do you completely depend on God? I think the goal of following Jesus is that every aspect of our life would depend on the Lord. If we really believe that he has everything we need for life and for godliness, then we have no reason not to completely trust him with everything that we are. And so ask the Lord today to show you in what ways do I have childlike faith? And then more importantly, ask him to show you in what ways do you depend on yourself a little bit too much. I hope that you will come back next week and hear the culmination of this story where Jesus enters the world as a human being. And Katie's going to do a great job. Be sure that you look on Instagram on Thursday for our YouTube link. She's going to have a devotional ready for you. But ask that question today. In what ways do I really live out childlike faith? And in what ways do I trust myself way too much? All right, love you guys.